Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown. Hope you're having a good weekend, and today we're going to do a mailbag video. I put out a call a couple days ago on our community channel, so if you're ever wondering how to get onto a mailbag show, pretty simple. Respond with your question when I put the community post out, and make sure you are subscribed. Without further ado, first question coming up. I think it's a good one from Hydra YDN. Who do you think we'll pick up in the draft? That's a very open-ended question, but I'm just going to look at round 2. That's the first time the Broncos are scheduled to make a pick. It's with the final pick in round 2, thanks to the Rams, thanks to the Lions. And so there it is. Daniel, my top 5 targets. Daniel Faalele, the 6'9", heaviest man in combine history, offensive tackle. Then I have Brian Asamoah, a very athletic linebacker. I think he fits the mold of a lot of directions that specifically Evero wants to go, right? 4-2-4, 4-2-5, where more of your dime packages and athletic linebackers. Cameron Thomas, good edge player. Darian Kinnard, another tackle who should be on the board then. And then Nicholas Petit-Frere, another offensive tackle. I think you're noticing a trend. I want the Broncos to protect Russell Wilson, so I'm going to be looking heavy at that right tackle position. So those are 5 of my top targets in round 2. I want to know who your top draft target is. You can't swing for the fences and go with an obvious pick that's going to be like Evan Neal in the first round. Reel it in a little bit to who's going to be on the board around round 2, unless maybe it's a trade-up. We'll discuss the Broncos potentially trading in the draft. First, though, this is a fun question. Coming in from you, Dan Man, Mind Lord. Appreciate the question. Shrek, I think? Not really. I don't know what that is. Are the Broncos going to end the 14-game losing streak against the Chiefs this year? 2 things. 1, I like how you misspelled Chiefs. Never give them that credit. 2, I thought it was 13, but I like 14 anymore because that just adds more fuel to the fire. So, speaking of cooking it in fire, if you cannot wait to see Russ cook the Chiefs, Week 1 at Mile High, absolutely torch Patrick Mahomes without Tyreek Hill, then go ahead and like this video. I cannot wait to see the drought end. I want it to be Week 1 at home, Sunday Night Football, and let's see Denver kick the Chiefs' ass. Next question. Despondent. Appreciate the question. What do you think about Broncos possibly trading up into early first round to get a tackle or maybe a corner? Sauce Gardner sounds pretty good. He does sound pretty good. Not going to be a Denver. I mean, I can't never say never because I didn't think the Russell Wilson trade was going to happen or Tyreek Hill trade, but Denver just doesn't have the ammunition to get where Sauce Gardner is going to be. So here are Denver's day 2 picks. They've got their second-round pick from the Rams, the last pick, pick 32. I like to organize, by the way, picks within that draft because, 96 means nothing to me. But it's the last pick in the 3rd round. So, okay, I can see where that fits. So they have the last pick in the 2nd round, mid-ish pick in round 3. That's their own pick. No, it's not. I forgot where it came from. And then round 3, pick 32. So this is where they could maybe move up to if they took all 3 of those picks and traded into the 1st round. According to the trade value, draft value trade machine out there, I don't know what you want to call it, they could slide in somewhere around 28 to 32. Ahmad Sauce Gardner will likely be gone by then. I'd rather see Denver just have 3 picks in rounds 2 and 3 than shoot up to take the Lions pick at 32. Also, I don't see the Packers trading that pick. They just got rid of Devontae Adams. They need a wide receiver. The Chiefs need to replace Tyreek Hill somehow, and good luck doing that. The Bengals need to improve their offensive line after last season. So none of those teams, to me, look like they want to trade away one of their first-round picks. Maybe the Lions do. I don't know. I mean, I just don't see a trade happening into the 1st round for Denver. They don't have enough ammunition. But this is a democracy here at Chat Sports and on the Broncos Breakdown. So what do you think? Should the Broncos trade back into the 1st round? Y for yes, N for no. It would require the 2nd and 2/3. So just keep that in mind. Do you want them to give up 3 picks to get into the end of round 1? Jacob Youngblood, loyal watcher and subscriber. Appreciate you, my guy. With 2 third-round picks. I think I know this is going. Should the Broncos trade back into the 2nd round and get the best player available? Now, this is a little more realistic than getting into the 1st round because we'll bring back up the picks here, Producer Marsh. They could take their 2 third-round picks and then have 2 second-round picks. This is likely where you could end up if you traded those 2 third-rounders to get into the second round, somewhere in the middle to late second round. And so if you wanted to do that, I guess I don't hate that idea. You also got to consider that GMs keep this in mind. The beauty about the NFL draft in their mind is they can get players for cheap for a long time. They get a rookie under contract in the second round for 4 years, and they don't have to pay him top dollar like free agents do. GMs like that control. They like getting players who are very affordable, and they know they have them for 4 years. So to me, they're going to value an extra third-round pick over 2 seconds because that's one more guy who's a little cheaper than a free agent, and you get him for a little longer most likely. Speaking of the draft, though, I think I'm going to do a mock draft next week. If you want to see one, make sure you are subscribed. That way you don't miss it. I don't get enough subscribers, and I don't think I'm going to have the airtime to do it. They're going to have like the Raiders report or the Chiefs report come in here and take the studio away from me. So make sure you hit that big red button. Let's get some more Broncos content out there and a little less Faders and Chefs content out. Next question, John, appreciate the question, my guy. Do you think Denver takes a chance on drafting Ojabo and let him rehab till healthy? Good question. So David Ojabo, the up-and-coming edge rusher, kind of came out of nowhere. Really sad to see him rupture his Achilles during his pro day the other day. So I don't know about it. We'll answer that question in depth and more in just a moment. But Russell Wilson jerseys are out right now. And if you want to get a Russell Wilson t-shirt, because the jerseys are pretty expensive, not going to lie, but a t-shirt is like a third of the price, a quarter of the price, then get it at chatsports.com/Wilson shirt. You can get it in white, blue, or orange. I'm going to get a white one. So ride with me. I'm going to have my white one hopefully on set. Hopefully I'll be wearing it for a show next week. We'll see how long it takes. Delivery times these days could take a little bit longer than we would like. So get yourself a nice Russell Wilson Broncos shirt when you go to chatsports.com/Wilson shirt. Going back to the David Ojabo question, now I got to get to the answer here. Do they think they should take a chance on him? I don't hate it. I really don't. If David Ojabo is there in the third round, you got those 2 third-round picks. Why not, right? I mean, he's worth going on a flyer for a third rounder. He probably won't be ready to go until, we saw Cam Akers return in 6 months. That was pretty miraculous. He may miss his whole rookie season. But if you're a playoff team, maybe you get him back in December or November. So wouldn't mind a third-round pick on Ojabo. Robert with the next question. Should we get Tyrann Mathieu? I like the idea for the right price. I like Tyrann Mathieu for cheap, but who doesn't? I don't think Tyrann Mathieu likes himself going for cheap, but I do think he likes playing his old team twice. Playing a Chiefs team that decided to go a different direction and pay a different safety in Justin Reed. So let me know what you think. Would you welcome Mathieu to Denver? S for sign, P for pass. Want to know what your thoughts are on this one. Let me know if you could get over the torture he's given Broncos Country for his last 3 seasons in Kansas City by welcoming him to Mile High. Nolan Tipton from the Tipton Hotel, if you had to make a prediction on the Broncos' record this year, what would it be, and do you think they are Super Bowl contenders? I think they are Super Bowl contenders. You get Russell Wilson, you are a Super Bowl contender. Now, you have Russell Wilson on a better roster than what Seattle had last year, you are very much a Super Bowl contender. As for a record prediction, let's go with 12-5. It's just such a tough AFC. I mean, that may be too high. I mean, look how good every single AFC. I don't think any AFC team got worse this offseason. They took all the riches from the NFC and poured it into the AFC. So I'll go 12-5. Michael Pack, I have a question. All right, Michael, what's your question? Is Jerry Jeudy as good as advertised? It seems to me that he has a major problem making catches that have zip. Jeudy couldn't make those catches from Drew Lock, even when they were great throws. I am concerned that he won't float the boat. Thanks, guys. Well, Michael, appreciate the question. Thank you. Yes, I think Jerry Jeudy is as good as advertised. I think Jeudy is about to be unleashed. Jerry Jeudy is one of the best route runners in the NFL, which is kind of I don't know if I'd say odd compliment for wide receivers, because you're like, what does that really mean? Like, he's a route runner. He's good at running routes. That means that for a DB, when you line up in front of Jerry Jeudy, you really have no idea what he's going to do, and he can immediately go from looking like he's going to go deep to cutting inside. Other wide receivers, you can pick up on their tendencies and like, I know what he's going to do. Let's see if he can beat me to it. Jeudy, You have no idea what he's going to throw at you, which means for Russell Wilson, who is the magician of extending plays, that's a great combination. That's why Tyler Lockett is so good. Not only because of his route running, but his speed, but because when you combine the play extension Russell Wilson provides, you get those deep bombs, and then you add in Jeudy just being a better receiver than Lockett, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I am smashing O for over, but let me know, over or under 1,000 yards for Jeudy in 2022. Let me know what you think. Do not be a Debbie Downer. I don't want to see a U for under. I think he's going to go off for like 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns. Let me know what you think down below. That's going to do it for us here on today's show. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we will catch up with you guys later here on the Broncos Breakdown.